Welcome to the mission. This is Maitreya giving this introductory lecture. Also, we encourage you to further study. Go to our website and search to see is it really from God or not. If it is from God, then it is a call to you to turn around and accept it as a revelation from God. This universe has been created for a purpose, for a reason, and the reason for this creation is to bring the darkness that has been created in the very beginning to turn and go back to light and oneness with God. 12,000 years ago, He decided to create man the way it is now and create the history. So when we reach to this point, many of those who have been meditating and incarnated for many lifetimes and have progressed to see this goal of the life, which is to become divine and turn around and go to God. Of course, before the history and 12,000 years ago, a path has been found by the Spirit of God, which went through that darkness and went through that path and eventually reached the light, and that path became the essence of progress for the darkness to turn around and go back to the light. That path is called Eternal Divine Path. This path has 5 steps and 2 results. God has been sending the revelation to humanity for last 12,000 years and revealing a part of this path in major religions on earth. The first step in this path is mystical path, or the awakening of the spiritual forces in man, which is latent in base of their spine. Many techniques has been given through all history to accomplish this. This path was revealed after the flood of Noah, by Noah to his children, and spread all over the earth, and eventually became the spirit behind all religions. And the religions that mostly follow this path are Hinduism, Buddhism, Kabbalah, Christian saints, Sufis, and many other cultures that follow the saying, know thyself to know God, or be still and know that I am, or my essence is God. Many of these religions or mystical people, they believe that is the only way to go to God, and they believe God is not an explanation, but it is an experience. Therefore, they give you the tools to experience that mystical state of unification or unity with God. However, that is not the end of the spiritual path. The second step is the creation of the communities of light. That part of plan of God was revealed in the Old Testament, where God is trying to find a people, the 12 tribes of Israel, to become His people, accept Him as their king, and follow His laws so they can create a community based on the Spirit of God. At the same time, God promised Abraham that his children, the child of Abraham was Ishmael, and the child of Abraham was Isaac, that they also will bring a revelation to humanity. And the next step in creation of the communities of light is to sacrifice, in order to create a community which is based on God, and people can live in it in peace and unity without fear and insecurity and violence. The people, they will know each other and they come to understand one another and become familiar with each other. You have to give of yourself in this community and become involved in it so you can know each other and eventually become one. This part of the Eternal Divine Path is the New Testament. Christ brought it to humanity by sacrificing Himself and showing love your neighbor as you love yourself. A community which is based on selfishness and self-centeredness and disunity and not sharing will not bring peace and unity and security to such a community. As we sacrifice and we try to establish the communities of light, we might not succeed, and therefore we become discouraged. We might fall off from the path, or we might succeed and we become elated and take the credit, and ego comes in. Again, we will fall. Therefore, the next step is surrendering submission to the will of God. Surrendering means we do our best to create the communities of light. We do our best to sacrifice in the communities of light. We meditate, awaken our spiritual forces, but we surrender the result to God. We say, okay, I did my best that I can do or I know how to, but I surrender the result to God. Therefore, I'm not attached to the result. Whatever the result is, I look at it, I improve on what I do, I will try to do better, or improve whatever is not correct and holy, and surrender the result to you, and eventually I find the best way to bring the kingdom of God on earth. Even greater than surrendering is submission, is to realize that God is the doer and you are just a channel for his doing, and because God is perfect, you will do the perfect job.